Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Midnight Suns, Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's right there in the title, so nobody could possibly forget. Where we are definitely getting some important magic stuff done today. Hold on. Most important thing,
Charlie.
right here, up front. Charlie's very bad at licking faces. I think she's trying, it's not quite landing. Magic. You are rad. We will talk. I'm going to go do stuff. Wait. First, the library.
Oh.
Hey there, Hunter. You have a minute to spare?
Yep. Lots of minutes to spare in a little while. Just got to go do a library thing. Also, gather all this essence. I don't know. Who is leaving essence all over the place? It's disgusting.
Hunter,
Living with these heroes
hello.
is disgusting.
I know I've asked a lot of you recently, dear. Especially when it comes to these little excursions. But there is one more thing you could do to make an old witch happy.
A really big pot of soup.
If it were not so good to see you again, I might think you were taking advantage of me.
Hunter. You certainly are the product of your environment. Between Sarah and I suppose we're just lucky you didn't turn out more cynical. Besides, this might be interesting. Now that the altar is in working order, we just need to reignite my cauldron.
Oh shit, she actually does want me to bake soup.
How interesting can that be? Your cauldron was always churning with some concoction in the old days.
Yes. And how do you think that was possible? It's not just any flame we're talking about here. Maybe you've heard tale of the demon fueling the forge? A fire-breathing demon, no less, blazing as hot as the flames of hell itself. Fortunately, I'll only require a single ember.
I can see where this is going. How do I find it?
I've enchanted this vessel to protect you from the ember's heat. You should be able to get close enough to retrieve it through one of the old mine tunnels beneath the forge.
I have seen the tunnels. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
here before the Abbey.
I'm not surprised. You always have been curious. The tunnel may lead close enough to the heart of the forge to retrieve an ember.
Okay, yeah, we found this already. That did not have anything to do with the thing I'm really interested in, which is curious. We're gonna go check that out. I guess now that I have the moon seal, maybe I could have just interacted with the door. I mean, whatever. We'll do it. We'll do it. But let's knock this out first. So the tunnel was over. Does it really give you a huge objective marker? What does the word "find" mean? I really dislike this kind of
This
game
must
design
be
where
the
it's just
tunnel
like,
entrance
listen,
Agatha
don't
spoke
think
of.
about it. Don't just go to the glowy thing, and then we're going to tell you to go to the next glowy thing. And it's like at a certain point, if you're going to take over all of the gameplay in parts, why do I even have to press the buttons to run around, you know?
This must be an ember from the forge.
I mean, it doesn't really make any sense, but fine. It's just a completely disconnected fire burning for no reason in a completely separate cavern.
I have the ember. The bottle is not even warm.
If it were giving off any heat at all, I'd be concerned, given the enchantment on that vessel. Now, let's see if this old girl still works.
It's weird to gender your cauldron.
So I can use the cauldron to brew things?
Essentially, yes. Collect reagents on the Abbey grounds. You'd be surprised what we can make use of.
And I just drop the ingredients in? Is that not dangerous?
That's part of the fun, isn't it? And I see you've already found a recipe book. I doubt you'll have any trouble following along.
Why would this be dangerous? Alright, so yeah, we found a bunch of recipes already. I guess also I'm going to take this one. So we can make item cards. They gain block for each enemy targeting them. That's interesting. Oh, we don't have any deadly nightshade though. Rune of Aggression seems like a pretty good card. I guess, maybe there are ingredients that only grow in places that we haven't gotten to yet. One strengthened and one vulnerable, that's kind of whatever. Yeah, I mean, these are all right. Okay, we can build essences. That's actually really good. That's very important. We can just make a gift. Listen, all I did was wrap some mushrooms in witch hazel. I hope you like it. We do not know how to transmute ingredients yet, and this makes a paint job for who? Palette for who?
Lovely, dear. You're a natural.
For Nico. Okay, I feel like that information should be on here, right? Weird. Okay. Oh, right. There's fast travel. We're going over to the Standing Stones. We're going to see... We are going to see if it is in fact the case that I can just do something here. So I still can't interact with these. What about the big glowy door? Because I don't remember exactly what the sequence of events where we unlocked the last power word was. Did we have the ability to interact with the door before we had the word of power? Okay, and then this is what prompted the Charlie fight, right?
The second blood gate. I should warn you, Hunter. You may find the trial ahead more difficult than I originally let on. The gods will push you harder, and you might very well fail.
And if I do?
You dust yourself off and you get back in there.
There will be no consequences of any kind.
Or
it's almost like none of this shit
rethink
matters.
your approach and come back later when you feel ready.
And what if I am hurt? Or worse still, what if something happened to Charlie?
Neither of you will be harmed, dear. That's not what this is about. The Elder Gods want to see what you're made of, but they're not out to get you. Well, except Chthon, but you already knew that.
Then I should make an attempt while I am here.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Just enjoy yourself. You're the only one getting an opportunity like this.
I will do my best.
Oh, and Hunter? I should mention, you'll only be able to make one attempt at the trials per night. Even the old gods grow weary of their children eventually. Good luck.
Yeah, like, trying to jam... let's give it a shot. Trying desperately to jam the weird arbitrary rules of their weird arbitrary game systems into the game world and make them diegetic is really weak. It's bad, y'all. Also, I'm not wild about the, like, you're the only one who's getting all these opportunities, you know, because of the position you were born into, because of your special magic bloodline, which gives you nothing but opportunity, makes sure that you will never suffer any consequences, and motivates you to murder lots of people who are worse off than you. It's getting really difficult to maintain the illusion that I'm the good guy.
When many of the Elder Gods were corrupted and became what we would call demons, the god Atum, born from Gaia herself, was set upon our world to slay these monsters. And that says the two of you have had a shared purpose. Fight well, Hunter, and he may just honor you with his blessing.
Alright, enough chatter. So... kill 16 enemies in 4 turns is actually really harsh. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to pull it off. Alright, what if I do... we use Charlie's move to push this enemy. Then from here, I think hopefully I'll be able to get this knockback at a decent angle. Alright, there we go. Aiming high this round at least. So let's stick some vulnerable on somebody. Oh, these dudes have a lot of HP.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
Alright, damaging their health will also apply a taunt. So they're going to hit whoever hit them last. Is it 1 or 2 to vault off of this? Okay, so I probably need... I need a redraw. I would love an attack card. I don't want to drop both of my heals. Okay, that's interesting. That's not going to leave me in position to vault on him, though. If I just do the slash on you, I'll still be in position to vault on that guy. And then I'll take both the hits, but I have heal. It's probably fine, right? Which item did I bring? Yeah, bringing one of these things down is going to be like a very serious challenge. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to hit this one. Generate the point of heroism.
I see not much
and a
has
little bit of
changed among
damage.
the world's fanatics.
I wonder how hard these guys hit. It's a shame there's no preview of their damage at all. Alright, let's see what happens. Ooh. Okay, 46 is pretty real.
Take advantage while they focus on me.
How much? Well, I have like 100 something, low hundreds. Max HP, right?
A tomb
131?
was unleashed.
Pretty
and
harsh.
made quick work of the demons, but in the process, he became something of a monster himself. He even became known as the Demogorg, the God Eater.
I think as much as I hate to spend a card play on not
tale,
killing
Your
stuff,
timing could use some
I think I
luck.
probably do need to do this.
The light will heal you. The power of the light.
Her facial animations whenever she's supposed to be like happy look so bad. I cannot believe what a bad job they did with that. I cannot believe they shipped it like that. Alright, Charlie really didn't have a lot of HP, so I do think that we need to focus on dropping enemies. There's not like any magically suspended rocks around here or anything. I'm gonna redraw off one of these whips. Can I get some knockback? Quick slashes and bites are like fine. Okay. So let's quick slash. What I want to do is get positioned such that I can knock back those two dogs into each other. I don't think this is quite gonna do
You
it.
were too weak for this fight.
Alright. Am I still wounded? Did that wear off? No, it looks like it maybe doesn't wear off. For the next 2 turns. Okay, that's what two charges of wounded means. That's pretty scary. I think I'm actually gonna die, is how this is gonna end. So, okay.
Your mother abandons you.
So now these guys are going to hit Charlie for lethal plus in a way that we really can't do anything about. I can remove the dogs. We have 84. So if I take 15 again, I will still be alive. So maybe the deal is we remove both of the dogs. And I have the hunter just throw a rock at one of these dudes to taunt him. If we split the damage up, Charlie can survive one hit. The hunter can survive the other. So the way we probably want to do that is the last card play for the turn is whip. They whip this guy into one of these two dogs.
No mercy!
Doesn't really matter which one.
Your loyalty to the Mother of Demons will be your undoing.
Yep, and that taunts. And then I believe Wounded says whenever you play a card. So I should be able to now... Oh! That dog is not a valid target for that rock, despite obviously being... Well, you know what? I still have a shove left. I don't actually want to... Charlie, can you push this thing in a way that kills it but doesn't draw aggro, or... No. My whole plan was based on the fact that that dog is close enough to this rock to get hit, and it turns out not to be, and that's hugely problematic. Is Charlie allowed to use these? Nope, that's what I figured. Fucking goddamn it. Okay. In that case, we just lose? Yeah, I think so. Because the hunter is going to take lethal from the two of them combined, I think. And it just threw away my move, basically. It really shouldn't show the cone on the movement if you can't actually do the ability with that character. That is like the UI misled me quite grievously there. Oh, that was a much smaller hit than before.
You cannot stop me like that.
The Elder Gods are clearly aware of Lilith's efforts.
I did need a
These
heal to come up,
beasts
so that's
may
pretty
look
good
like her
news.
children, but they're only illusions meant to test your skill.
Let us see if they have an answer for this.
Probably do. It's not that difficult to answer. Oh wow, the enemies really spread out maximum effectiveness, huh? Yep, there's no way to get more than one of them with the vault. Well, we actually do have an enemy in position for the rocks, so let's go ahead and use that. We will only get to 15 enemies defeated here. Yeah, the rocks really do not have much range. It's actually super crummy. I'm gonna redraw. How big is the area? So wait. What does it mean to apply to marked if marked means refunds a card play when KO'd? Let me see something.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Because it seems like marked is a completely binary condition. Is what I'm thinking.
Now that was something.
Yeah, it absolutely is just a totally... Okay. Weird. So it's not clear to me whether it's smart to do a knockback here, like... Will I get 2 card plays? is basically my question. Let's find out.
Feel my call.
No, I only got one, despite having killed 2 marked enemies, each of whom had 2... Okay, so the 2 marked is 2 turns of mark, which is technically different from 1 turn of mark, I guess. I'm going to redraw a little bit here. I would not hate finding another heal, honestly. So we can easily kill you with anything. Yeah, I think I am just going to do this. That's 15 enemies down.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall.
And then we're gonna redraw off of this and hope. Hell yeah. Charlie, I am sorry about this. I am going to just let you get owned. I really can't do very much about it right now.
Light will carry you onward. Welcome assistance.
Okay, and I don't have any cards, but I do have 1500 heroism and also a move. So we can totally let the hunter take both of these hits. That's not a big deal. So yeah, let me just shove this guy into a wall. We can keep Charlie up, that's fine. And we have all of the heroism in the world. So all we have to do on this next turn is actually defeat 1 enemy. And it'd be really cool if they spawned at least 1 enemy for us. So I was going to say, if we are expected to take down one of the big dudes, that's bad news.
I think Blade is honestly jealous that you're getting this extra training in. And with live targets, too.
Do they know about this stuff happening? Is that... Because that seems like a bad idea. Alright, so... I do kind of want to use this thing, right? Oh, I thought this was going to be like one of those, you know, like jump over and smash the area. I still have to pick a target. That's a lot less fun. Well, we can at the very least do this from this position, which is nice.
Return to your mother.
Now I'm assuming I still have to, I still have to actually survive. So you have to engineer a situation here where I live, which we do not quite have yet. Let's just do a bite on a random dog. Just show me more card. I don't know how biting someone is supposed to knock them back. In theory, biting them would cause you to like hold on to them, you would think. I would feel a lot better if we could get a heal.
You were unprepared.
Alright, so we got a minute here. Let's yeah, there's no way we're getting through 142 health. So I'm not even going to worry about applying vulnerable. Okay, we're not getting our heal. I think the way this is set up, Charlie's going down, but the hunter will survive, probably, unless these things have an attack that we haven't seen yet. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and spend the Charm of Clarity here. It was a common, like, right, we can rebuild those trivially. Show me a heal? No heal. Okay. In that case, I think we're just done. We can play some cards, but there's no reason to.
You will regret ever facing it.
Okay. I have to survive. Charlie doesn't have to survive. The game doesn't care about him.
Impression on Autumn,
Her,
I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter.
Deeply cruel stuff. On the game's part, and then on my part for taking advantage of it. Not a great... I would not buy the comic that had this cover. That looks like some shit that you would see on, if I'm being honest, on like a low rent porn site in the 90s trying to tempt you into buying their subscription service. You'll see our totally whack porno comics. They're not good at all, but listen, I just learned how to use Poser. Shit's tough. I get it. So now that we've done this, theoretically, we have a second word of power that we can use everywhere that we've seen one of those eye symbols, which is to say all over the place. There have been so many of those. In at least one place, there was a bridge. So it's going to open up one new area. And also, I don't really know what else to expect from the ones where it's just like the eye symbol on a rock that is on the ground. Could just be loot, but like there isn't any loot in the game that's actually compelling, so it's one of the problems I have with this style of open world game that I don't know if it's fair to say this is, but at least that this is like making reference to mechanically, is that you end up with like 700 currencies and none of them do a thing you give a shit about. I guess essences matter. If we were to find essences under all those rocks, that would be pretty okay. Oh. Camera just did a 180 for no reason. Really wants me to go back. Sometimes even when I'm not moving it, the frame rate causes it to do unpredictable things.
Looks like it belongs here.
Okay, reveal. There may be long-forgotten structures or events that cannot be detected with the naked eye.
With a tomb's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
Hey, look, it's another one of those bridges. But first... No, nothing hidden behind him? It seems like such an obvious place to put a thing. We're just over an endless abyss, huh? That feels really unsafe.
Autumn reveals all.
An arcane key is almost loot that I care about. It's approaching being loot that I care about. The Valley of the Winds. Oh, hey, death caps. Wow, just a huge amount of them, actually. And is this the bridge to which I was referring? Nope. Yay, more cosmetics. Where am I right now? I don't think this is a place we've been to. Oh, no, this is where the standing stones are. Okay. So yeah, we saw this, but there was another bridge that we came upon where we were at the eye end. It could be this one. I don't know. Before we go anywhere else or do anything else with this, though, I feel like we should use it at the standing stones, right?
If it was here, Autumn would show me.
But it's... Do I have to literally be standing on it? Yes, nearby is
The
insufficient.
son of Gaia.
Oh, hey. Okay, 5 big weird arcane symbols. We have seen a set of 5 big weird arcane symbols in Strange's lab, or not in Strange's lab, but in that little back room behind the... Hold on. I'm going to tab out. Y'all can't see this. But I took a screenshot because I have played a video game before. Let me just navigate to that in Steam real quick. Because I'm sure these are just in the order they need to be in, right? Okay. There we are. So it's the triangle with the 3 lines coming out of it. And then one that looks like it has a moon shape at the top. And then one that kind of looks like a triangular bug. Yep, adorable triangular bug. And then a V, but it's gotten fancy. It's too big for its britches. And then, you know, the other one. The Clyde of the group. This does not count as a mystery. This was transposing a very short sequence of symbols from one place to another. Oh man, we got a palette that's 3 different colors of black and then also a red. Cool. I don't know, it might look good. We'll see. And now there is a glowy light over there. So there was a purplish glowing light coming out of this mountain before, right? So I'm assuming that the pillars of light are directing us to the next word of power. I wonder if we can unlock them all immediately, or if they're gated behind quest progress to some degree. I would certainly expect the latter, even though I do think it's a worse system. I feel like you should just be allowed to, you know, engage with the pieces of the game that are compelling to you as they are compelling to you. But also, I mean, there's a lot of problems with this sort of this overall design of these things beyond that. I was going to say, I knew there were some back here.
Autumn, show me the way.
Okay, I do not think it is good for there to just be like random pickups behind these.
He sees our path.
Maybe it's only going to be arcane keys, which is like not actually different because you just use the arcane keys to get random pickups. But I don't know. I guess it's a little bit better. At least then there's like an identity to the power. All right, let's see what's across the bridge here. Aside from new and exciting plants, there are so many death caps. They're just everywhere. Also moonflowers, which are not very sparkly, but also huge. That is a rare chest. Okay, the reagents might be a little bit densely packed here. Is there a way for me to get down there? Oh, that's a rib cage, not a moonflower. I mean, it's every bit as exciting. I would love to collect a rib cage. Is this a haven? It is. Okay, this one at least has some personality. It's not just damp field. We can bring somebody who likes spooky stuff here. We have so many keys now. No, I still think I don't want to open a common. Not when we can just wait a little bit and our rares and legendaries will regenerate. And apparently it doesn't even take very long. Okay, I think this is looping us back
Something
around
terrible
here
happened here.
to this building. That we saw a purple chest behind. But they really want you to they really want to make sure you have enough of these reagents to work with them, I guess. So they have to be so much denser than all the others. So apparently I found a glorification of the Royal Hungarian Saints. Just kind of sitting around. Didn't even notice it. Jumped right into my bag. Okay, we're going to have to go through the building to get to that chest, I guess. Oh, hey, Hiram Shaw. We know this dude. Sort of.
This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials.
Okay.
When the coven called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
I do not love it when comics writers do this shit, where they're just like, I'm going to tie my superhero cape stuff to a real-world tragedy in which a lot of innocent people died. Which is not to say that it can never be done in a way that is, like, respectful or a way that is, like, commenting on the tragedy in some meaningful way. Certainly a lot of Jewish comics authors have done powerful things with the Holocaust, and having characters related to the Holocaust or having survived the Holocaust in some way, but it's usually not done with a lot of sensitivity, and usually it sucks. Usually don't. And I cannot imagine, given the quality of the writing in this game, that they have given any thought to this shit at all. That said, I don't know enough about the sort of like the magic side of Marvel Comics to know if this is like pre-existing story stuff they're already referencing from comics.
They came all the way from Transia with the Abbey to help a group they had never met.
You may not believe it, but I'm sure you would have done the same. Isn't that why the Sons are here today? Aside from that, your mother and Sarah both saw the signs of Chthon's influence. They knew there was more happening in Salem than the persecution of witches.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World, just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, they entrusted one of the moon seals to the Knights of Wondercore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious, and the rest is history.
But what about the moon seal?
After the trials, the moon seal vanished along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
That was kind of a weird line. I'm assuming that they meant to have her say without jumping to any conclusions, because what she actually did say is, without drawing any conclusions, this is the conclusion we can draw. Alright, is there anything interesting and interactable in here, or is the environmental detail fun to look at? I mean, sort of. Kind of looks cool. Alright, let's just go ahead and, out of curiosity.
There must not be anything here.
Alright, it was worth a look. Can I open this normally? Can I open it abnormally? It's not really the direction I wanted to.
The goddess must be busy.
This one. There we go. Okay. Doors is the thing. We have learned that you do not necessarily need the symbol to get the work done. Is this just a recipe book?
This must be Shaw's study.
It sure is. We're already picking up greater recipes, huh? I'm assuming this will open as well. For real, these are just normal doors.
Guides my hand.
And I'm supposed to be super strong. I feel like I could just use my arms. I mean, I guess I am using my arms, but you know what I mean. Professor X channels his power to raise the knowledge necessary to be shared with his pupils. He holds in his hands the key to understanding. Boy, how do commas even work, right? This card represents guidance and wisdom from a teacher. I don't know if Charles Xavier is the one that I would put on the Hierophant, personally. I got some... Listen, X-Men is one of the parts of the Marvel Universe I do know stuff about, and I got some strong feelings about Charles Xavier. From the Journal of Hiram Shaw in August of 1694. Pains me to set these words to page, for my cause is righteous. Any admittance of weakness I find unfathomable, but I must tread with the utmost care. The whispering specters intensify, testing my will at every turn. This page, I have come to realize that it is responsible for the corruption of not only the souls of man, but the destruction of entire civilizations throughout history. Today, it is the people of Salem that suffer. This page. What a spooky and evil page it must be. Okay, well, this is something. Hold on, where am I relative to the... That chest is going to be back here, right? There it is. My own journal from 1711. The cold depths of winter challenge us all. I'm grateful for Agatha and her control of the elements, especially fire, on these dark days. It is hard to believe that even with the threat of Lilith looming, that cold and hunger can draw up so much of our energy. Agatha brings me to her altar to train now, and says that by the end of winter I will also be a master of the elements. I look forward to that day, if only to leave the snow behind us. Yeah, am I? Did I get there? Okay, so 45 credits and some props. Cool. Any chance this has anything to show us? Nope. Okay.
Autumn thinks otherwise.
Listen, I was just asking nicely. So I'm a little leery of touching this.
This ward is not like anything I have seen on the grounds before.
And yet, it's familiar somehow.
Like the wards of protection that Wanda invoked to protect Dr. Strange's sanctum?
Very perceptive, dear. Maybe you should approach the good doctor and see if he has any insights. And Hunter, be circumspect. Dr. Strange is no fool.
Okay, but why do we need to be circumspect? It's not like not okay for me to be exploring this. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's no reason to try to keep secrets. I'm gonna hit it. Punch it with all your muscles. Okay.
She does not see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, but I also thought it was worth a try. So, there's lots of other stuff in here to interact with yet. April 1694. This scroll contains more influence than I initially perceived, for it is not merely power within, but corruption beyond my wildest imaginations. For each mark upon the land, a page could have been traced to its location, aligned to a person of power who handled fragments of the blasphemous tome. I have come to believe that the dark and destructive events that plague this land are not the chronological rhythms fate has set in motion, but the Darkhold's sway. I like the vibe of this room. There's some good spooky stuff going on here. Is any of it useful? One more. January. I was wrong to let my heart linger on the thoughts of Lilith. She and her foul sister are worse than I could have imagined. She has even corrupted a man from my congregation to her cause. These women have more influence than that coven, even without their roots in this village. My congregation size falters. I raise my hands to Cthon nightly, crying out for guidance. You gotta know. When you're raising your hands to Cthon nightly, you gotta know you're the bad guy in this situation. Okay, so is there anything else? Oh. Yes, there is. What a strange place this is. So much terrible history and so much corruption, but the energy here draws me in. Maybe it longs to be cleansed of the evil of Hiram Shah. After all, this was once a place of peace and community before everything. I found a page of a journal from back then, written by Shaw himself. I almost thought the page could have some kind of bad energy, but it was just a piece of paper in the end. Although it's made me wonder about what I know to be true around here. I trust Caretaker and Agatha completely, but I'm starting to think that I don't know as much as they've let me believe. So, like, there is at least a little bit of an excuse for Hiram Shaw's journal to be scattered around. Why on earth would Wanda, first of all, be writing in a paper journal at all in the year of our Lord 2020? But also, why would Wanda's journal be scattered about? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay. I feel like schematic is the wrong word for you figured out how to build a picture frame. It seems a little grandiose, I guess, is all. Let's see here. I don't think we've been down this path. Suspected witch Martha Richards. This references a tree the villagers called the Life Taker. Its limbs held so many of the dead it needed to be fitted with iron supports. Martha Richards met her fate there. Yeah. See, that's sort of the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I say I don't know if this game, has the wherewithal to... Whatever, it's
Autumn
fine.
be praised.
Hooray, more keys. It feels extremely bad to be like, this is what happened to an innocent woman in a real-life historical tragedy, and then, hell yeah, Autumn, show me some magic keys. I need those cosmetics. Just like the two things grinding up against each other is unpleasant, right? Oh, wait. This feels like it should be significant. Sure doesn't look significant, though. You know, doesn't hurt anything to... Okay.
Autumn must not see it that way.
What I expected. What have we here?
Autumn reveals all.
Except when Autumn must not see it that way. Kind of weird to put a bridge with the reveal thing in that position when you have to have had the reveal thing to get there anyway. I guess they want it to feel useful, right? Okay, this place has a vibe. And also a tarot card. Storm channels nature's power in the elements, harnessing a frightful storm with little effort. This card represents pleasure and prosperity, and a strong natural influence. making storm commanding a lightning cloud perhaps not really an appropriate illustration for it. Seems kind of an odd choice.
That is something.
Again, the hunter's dummy, totally neutral inspect lines, just not a good fit for the situation. It's especially wild when you consider they could have just not, like, there's literally no reason for those to be in the game at all. You put extra effort in to make your game seem less sensitive. And also just kind of dumber a little bit. So we're seeing these things a ton, and they kind of seem like they could be directional indicators. Am I allowed to annotate my map? The answer should be yes. What will it be? I don't actually think so. If I click, yeah, nothing happens. Okay, well, why on earth would you not be allowed to, like, attach notes to a little map that you're supposed to travel around and find things on? Very strange. Oh man, I've learned how to create an epic gift.
Autumn showing the way.
Are those just always the stands on which the keys appear? Is that the thing, the connection that I've been missing? Maybe. So if you see one of those, look around for the opportunity to do the attune thing. Definitely just so much moonflower. And a big spooky tree, but nothing to obviously do with the spooky tree. The unnatural longevity of this suspect revealed her true nature. So is that approximately where the cave was? No, I'm facing this way. Shaw's Church is over there. Right? I'm interpreting that. Yeah, okay, that is my facing. So I mean, we should probably try to go have a look, right? Huh. Well, that's pretty not normal for trees.
The son of Gaia approves.
Let's go over here and have a look real quick. Yeah, that's definitely one of those doors.
The goddess of order approves.
Ooh, legendary chest. Alright, I need to learn how to deal with these vines. We gotta come back out here with like a really big machete. Really big, highly magical machete.
I need to find the next moon seal.
Okay. And like really, like presumably any one of the mysteries that we currently have access to could be the thing holding the moon seal, right? Or it could just be some mystery that we are about to happen upon. Well, if we find the thing, we know where to bring him. I feel bad about that. That was in poor taste. It feels almost as if Sarah and Agatha are running short of challenges to throw in my direction. Have I truly changed so much that my power can no longer be satiated by these two spellcasters? No longer do I fear the darkness within me, or the light. I have conquered them both, and embraced the many facets of my being. Darkness and light, blood and human. That's not, okay, that's not actually functional as parallel structure. Those things don't match, and also, I knew she means capital B, blood and everything, but like, humans are mostly blood. You should have a better term for this.
He sees our path.
Okay, yeah, so just every time we see one of those, it's going to be the site of an arcane key. We can look around for a slab. I've made a terrible mistake. My powers are growing stronger, and I'm losing control. That isn't the worst of it. I went to the reflecting pool today to try to search for guidance, but Chthon, he heard me, and I felt a strange connection to him. I broke away as fast as I could, but it was like his powers channeled through me, and the ground grew cold and blackened beneath my feet. I thought that I could use what I've channeled from Hippus to push it back, but I am so tired. Again, why would Wanda be writing physical journal pages and just kind of like leaving them everywhere? It's so strange. Ooh, Dryad Saddle. I think that's... Yeah, these are some flowers we've not seen before. Okay, back in Bombward territory. T'Challa stands guard before the different regions he battled for the title of Black Panther. This card represents ambition and leadership, and a protection over one's home. Actually, a pretty good match for the Emperor. Encyclopedia Decoctio. Gosh, it's going to be so tedious, like, given the size of the castle grounds, it is going to be so tedious to go gather stuff if we decide we need concoctions and we don't have the resources for them at the time. That's 3 of 4, right?
If I remember correctly, this is the grave of Will Walker, a notoriously vicious but effective vampire hunter. Blade would have liked him.
Okay, it could very well be that is a moon seal thing, finding the, having all 4 of the statues lit up. This feels like a very strange little dead end. Was I over here already? Character's got selective paralysis of the legs there. Okay, yeah, this was the table where we picked up the book. Okay. So I've gotten a little sidetracked. Okay, that's the word of power. So I do want to keep looking around here. I do want to, like, see how far around the loop we're allowed to go. Okay, that one's going to require vine control, I assume. And here we go. This is an area that's going to be blocked off from us entirely until we have the next word of power. Which is... Okay, this area with the big obvious building. Okay. Let me jump back to the Blood Gate, maybe? I know that there are a bunch of... Oh my god, frame rate. Okay. I know there are a bunch of reveal plaques around that we are going to have to just go and hunt down one by one, stuff we've seen in various places. Probably most of it's not terribly important, but what I want to do here is just really quickly go around the edge of this area, and it would be easier if the game was not jerking and hitching like crazy. just to see if there's a door on this side that we can open up that will allow us to progress any further north. No. Okay, so I'm assuming the other two words of power are vine stuff and create an explosion, probably. Somebody on the team was like, hey, you know the traversal tools in Dead Cells? Those are pretty good. Let's just do those. I get it. They're right. Those are pretty good. Can I play with the toys in the shop while the guys are gone? They just left this pizza here. This is in the open. There could be wolves. You would think Peter Parker, of all people, would have a better idea of how to take care of a pizza. Jesus. Okay, come on, game. The camera is just bouncing all over the place. It does not, it really, really, really does not want me to look at the building, which feels ominous. It's like, wouldn't you rather be facing that direction over there, maybe? There's nothing you need to see over here. Of course not. Why would there be anything over here?
We stole their thunder and their morale.
Alright, first things first. Okay, I realized I had not actually bothered to look and see if this chest had regened yet. Second thing, hey, Steven.
Ah, Hunter, I was just admiring the collection. Someone spent a great deal of time piecing this library together. I hope you don't mind me, having a look around.
Of course not, Doctor. The library is an asset to us all.
I see I'm not the only one who's taken an interest in these works. You haven't been getting into anything precarious, I hope?
I have found something on the Abbey grounds that I think you should see.
Oh, sounds mysterious. By all means, lead the way.
Okay, I mean, this isn't really the spot.
This far from Abbey, especially at night.
It's weird that they
This church
dropped me
belonged to a
there and
creature
made me
named
walk all
Hiram
this
Shaw.
way.
His influence turned Salem against its coven.
A charismatic personality and a fearful populace can do much evil together.
There was more to it than that.
Like, why doesn't the scene pick up with the two of us standing right here, right?
You were right to bring this to my attention, Hunter.
I thought it resembled one of your wards of protection.
There's a reason for that. It's the same magic Wanda invoked in her attempts to protect the Sanctum. But what is it that you're chasing out here? These wards aren't something to toy with.
I will not know for sure until I get past this. Is there any way to dispel it?
Unfortunately, no. What good would the wards of protection be if they were so easily broken?
Of course, ours
But
were,
I have
but
been wrong before, at least recently.
Do you have any suspicions as to who may have conjured this here?
I think most of us see a ward and assume Dr. Strange is involved.
see, I'm being circumspect.
While wards certainly are my forte, I'm afraid I can't take credit for this particular spell.
The only way I will know for sure is to find a way through to the other side.
I'll think on it and see if I can come up with some way to assist you, Hunter. For now, though, you'll have to be patient.
Are they time gating me? I wonder if it's I wonder if it'll be like a certain number of nights, or
You go on, Hunter. I'd like to study this area a bit more.
it could be the case that this will be a plot gate. Once we've gotten to a certain depth in the story, they'll let us in. Hard to say. All right. I think we're gonna jump back to the Abbey, but not actually do anything else this episode. That was actually like over an hour. You know what we will do? Let's have a look at the cosmetics that we grabbed. We got all kinds of face props and color schemes here. What kind of face props am I allowed to wear in the Abbey? Very natural. Yeah, just like a lot of extremely normal stuff here. You know, it's almost silly enough. Oh my god, everything is so jerky. Yo. The thing about that is, actually, I extremely love it. It is sillier than the makeup. You gotta give me that. But also, even beyond silliness, I just really like it. I can't imagine I'm gonna think these are anywhere near as cool. Nope. Here's the thing about being a big red demon lady. It's good. It's good, and I'm in favor of it. Ooh, what is... Oh, that's just the rarity. You know, I actually kind of like this one. The all black with red details, I think, is, first of all, stepping on Blade's thing a little bit, and secondly, just kind of not that compelling by itself. It's so muted. This has the opposite problem. But I actually kind of like that. This is a really striking look as well, though. I don't know. I don't think I like this enough to pay the money for it. And then, so is each one of these are probably not actually visually different, right? Because then they want you to have... Well, I guess these are just color schemes. I don't know. I'm really curious once we start unlocking these. Now, what if I wanted a face sigil? You know, I do... That's not bad. I do kind of like that. Okay. It is so weird that there's this like currency stuff just for making your character look very strange. A lot of very strange decisions have been made here in this game. Okay. With that, I think we're actually going to call it for the night. Hold on. First we're going to let Charlie know what a good job she did in the combat arena.
Good girl, Charlie.
There we go. All right. That is going to be where we call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I swear, next episode there's going to be more story missions and stuff. I feel like that was probably the biggest chunk of exploration that we had left to do. Because once we get the Vine ability, obviously there's stuff we can open up. But like, we uncovered a huge portion of the map. There's really only one area left to see. I guess there's a lot of like, little doors to blow up once we get the ability to blow those up. Anyway, my point is, probably we will not have another episode that is all that stuff after this point. So, come back next time for more Murder and Hydra Goons, and we'll see you then.